In 2025, we said goodbye to some of the most iconic stars of our childhood. Voices that shaped culture, performances that became part of our lives, and creations that inspired millions. Their absence left a silence that's hard to ignore. And trust me, a lot happened this year. You might have missed some of the updates on the legends we lost. Prepare yourself. Get your coffee cup ready as we start this video.
Just means so much to him what he does. He loves to perform. It is the air that he breathes, and this is the longest he's ever been home.
You all know him, the Prince of Darkness, the madman of metal, and the voice that defined a generation. From Black Sabbath's legendary riffs to his solo anthems, Ozzy Osbourne lived larger than life. But in 2025, the world watched in disbelief as this rock icon took his final, unforgettable bow. If you remember, Ozzy got booted from Black Sabbath in 1979, left scrambling and probably wondering what the hell just happened. But then Sharon entered his life, the ultimate ride or die, who became his manager, his rock, and basically the mastermind behind his comeback. And together, they pulled a killer lineup, including Randy Rhoads, Bob Daisley, and Lee Kersley. Then came Blizzard of Oz, dropping in 1980, sending shockwaves through the metal world. There were declarations Ozzy Osbourne was back, louder and wilder than ever. But even legends have battles the world never sees. For years, whispers floated around about his Parkinson's disease, multiple surgeries, secret hospital visits. Fans even noticed the subtle signs like shaky hands, slowed steps, a voice that wasn't quite the powerhouse it once was. Still, Ozzy hit the stage, defying the odds, his chaotic energy softened by sheer determination, facing it with his trademark humor and grit, proving that even the Prince of Darkness could fight in silence. And then in 2020, Ozzy went public with the truth that he had Parkinson's type 2. In an exclusive Good Morning America interview with Robin Roberts, he revealed the diagnosis followed a bad fall in February 2019 that required neck surgery and caused nerve damage. Ozzy opened up about what he had felt and suffered from, insisting Parkinson's wasn't a death sentence.
It's Parkin 2, which is a form of Parkinson's, and there's so many different types of Parkinson's. It's not a death sentence by any stretch of the imagination, but it does affect certain nerves in your body. And it's like you have a good day, and then a really bad day.
Now, fast forward to September 2023, Ozzy's journey reached another turning point. Before heading in for what he called his final spinal surgery, he looked at his son and said, "Tomorrow I have my final surgery on my neck, which it is going to be the final surgery because I can't do it anymore. Regardless of the way it ends up after tomorrow, it's it. I'm not doing it anymore. I can't." And without missing a beat, Jack replied with, "Oh, it's all right. It's just like going over for a fucking haircut now, you know?" Even in tough moments, the Osbournes met life with a bit of humor and a lot of honesty. But on July 5th, 2025, Ozzy Osbourne stepped on stage in Birmingham for his final performance. A huge smile on his face as he faced the crowd with the defiant energy that defined him. Fans cheered, memories flooded back, and it was clear this was a farewell like no other. 17 days later, on July 22nd, Ozzy passed away at 76. Black Sabbath honored him with a heartfelt tribute as Ozzy Forever, celebrating the legend and their bandmate. Soon after, Sharon shared his final words.
"I had no idea that so many people liked me."
In his last act, Ozzy reminded the world why he was the Prince of Darkness. Unforgettable, unstoppable, and larger than life.
They don't make actors like Gene Hackman anymore. 2 Oscars, 5 decades, and a presence so magnetic. You didn't just watch his characters, you believed them. His roles, from gritty crime thrillers to sharp comedies like The Birdcage and The Royal Tenenbaums. Hackman could pivot from ruthless villain to lovable eccentric without missing a beat. Even in lighter roles, you never saw Gene Hackman the man, only the person he was portraying.
In 2004, Hackman quietly retreated to Santa Fe, New Mexico, with his wife, Betsy Arakawa. Away from the spotlight, he embraced desert roads, painting and writing novels, a private life far removed from Hollywood's glare. In one of his rare interviews, speaking to Empire in 2009, he finally revealed the turning point. He said,
"The straw that broke the camel's back was a stress test in New York. The doctor advised me that my heart wasn't in the kind of shape to take the stress of film production."
All of this was about survival. Yet, life wasn't done with problems. So in his later years, Hackman battled advanced Alzheimer's and heart disease. Then, in early 2025, tragedy finally hit when Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, were found dead inside their Santa Fe home.
This is a Fox News Alert. I'm Marianne Rafferty, live in Los Angeles. Legendary actor, two-time Oscar winner, and author Gene Hackman and his wife have died. They were found on Wednesday in their home in Santa Fe, New Mexico. The Santa Fe sheriff saying there's no immediate indication of foul play, but did not provide a cause of death or when the couple may have died.
Autopsy reports later revealed Betsy died first on February 12th from a rare respiratory illness, hantavirus, and Gene passed about a week later, around February 18th, from heart disease, with Alzheimer's as a contributing factor. Authorities believe he may not have even realized she was gone. Her body was found in the bathroom, while he remained in another room, unaware, until his own health gave out. This news sent shockwaves through Hollywood, and the tributes poured in. Nathan Lane, Hackman's The Birdcage co-star, perfectly captured his respect and tweeted, "Gene Hackman was my favorite actor, as I think I told him every day we worked together on The Birdcage. Getting to watch him up close, it was easy to see why he was one of our greatest. You could never catch him acting. Simple and true, thoughtful and soulful, with just a hint of danger. He was as brilliant in comedy as he was in drama, and thankfully, his film legacy will live on forever. It was a tremendous privilege to get to share the screen with him, and remains one of my fondest memories."
Rest in peace, Mr. Hackman. Hank Azaria also reflected on the learning experience, stating, "It was an honor and an education working with Gene Hackman. Mike Nichols said of his genius character acting, he always brought just enough of a different part of the real Gene to each role he played. Sending all my love to his family and friends." Francis Ford Coppola, who directed Hackman in The Conversation, posted a tribute that balanced grief with celebration. The loss of a great artist always calls for both mourning and celebration. Gene Hackman, a great actor, inspiring and magnificent in his work and complexity. I mourn his loss and celebrate his existence and contribution. Hank's recent anniversary post for the film, where he recreated one of the movie's funniest moments, suddenly took on a bittersweet meaning. However, Hackman's presence still lingers, on screen, in our memories, and in every performance shaped by those who learned from his craft. He didn't just play roles, he lived them, and now the stage feels darker without him. Val Kilmer wasn't your typical Hollywood star. One moment he could be a brilliant physicist, the next a rock god, or even a ruthless gangster, and you'd believe every single second. But as the applause faded, Val was quietly battling something far more terrifying than any on-screen villain. By 2014, whispers of Kilmer's death were already circulating. The voice that once roared with grit and power now sounded fragile, strained, and almost unrecognizable. Yet, Val refused to admit the truth. He denied having throat cancer, chalking up his hoarse, faltering voice to a simple sore throat, brushing off the growing concern, even as fans began to notice the struggle he was desperately hiding.
I went to rehearsal down in Florida, and I started having trouble with my speech. My tongue swelled up, and I had to cancel the tour. So as I'm recovering, I'm sort of moving, so I'm going to that back because there's something all over it.
The struggle continued for years, until a private interview with his two children, Mercedes and Jack, revealed the truth that his throat had been ravaged by cancer, making every word a fight.
All right, what celebrity run-in has made you the most starstruck?
Definitely Isabelle Huppert.
I've been sad in 3 words for the last.
3 words less? Okay. Spontaneous, crazy, and loving.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm going to say genius.
Genius?
This is you answering?
Privately, Kilmer was in a battle for his life, undergoing a tracheotomy and rounds of chemo and radiation. That silence wasn't just about privacy. It was Kilmer refusing to let cancer define his narrative. But everything changed in 2021 when Val gave the world his story his way. The Amazon Prime documentary Val went beyond celebrity. It showed the fight.
Hi, my name's Val. I don't do this with every interview I go on. Take you inside my home. I don't, but I'm going to.
Footage of Val plugging the hole in his throat to speak, scenes with his children, and narration describing his acceptance.
I'm still recovering, and it is difficult to talk and to be understood. But I want to tell my story more than ever.
Unable to speak easily, Kilmer turned to art. His Instagram filled with paintings, colorful bonfires, dreamy deserts, and each post radiating hope and resilience. But Kilmer's goodbye unfolded in quiet, heartfelt moments that fans noticed only as they looked back. On February 24th, just weeks before his passing, Val shared a post on Instagram. He donned the iconic Batman mask one last time as a nod to his legendary turn as Bruce Wayne in 1995's Batman Forever. The post radiated nostalgia and vulnerability and was accompanied by a piece of his original artwork. Just days later, Val posted another emotional painting, his bonfire piece, which would become his final Instagram message. This artwork lit up with color and hope. Every brushstroke felt like a farewell, radiating resilience. Then, on April 1st, 2025, the news broke across Hollywood and beyond. Val Kilmer had passed away at his home in Los Angeles, age 65. The official cause was pneumonia, a complication linked to his long, brave battle with throat cancer.
Now, the sad news that the film star Val Kilmer, who played Batman and Jim Morrison, as well as starring in Top Gun, has died at the age of 65. His daughter told US media that he'd been suffering from pneumonia, and he died on Tuesday in Los Angeles. She said that her father had been diagnosed with throat cancer in 2014, but later recovered. Lisa Mazemba looks back at his life and career.
The world mourned a true original, an artist who fought in silence but whose legacy still speaks volumes. And among the first to honor Val was his longtime friend, Josh Brolin. On Instagram, Brolin shared a personal farewell. "See ya, pal. I'm going to miss you. You were a smart, challenging, brave, uber-creative firecracker. There's not a lot left of those. I hope to see you up there in the heavens when I eventually get there. Until then, amazing memories, lovely thoughts." Number CT stretched far across Hollywood, even changing careers. Matthew Modine, who starred in Full Metal Jacket and Stranger Things, posted a heartfelt tribute on Twitter X after Val's passing. "R.I.P. Val Kilmer. If it wasn't for our chance encounter at the Source in 1985, I may never have been cast in Full Metal Jacket. Thanks, Val." As the world mourned Val Kilmer, his impact echoed far beyond Hollywood. Fans from every corner shared words that spoke straight from the heart, reminders that Val's spirit lives on in every memory, every role, and every tribute. One fan commented, "Rest in peace, Val. Watched Batman Forever for the first time and I really enjoyed you as Batman and Bruce Wayne, very likable and handsome. Hope you're in a better place." Another one said, "You left us a month ago today. I love you and I'll miss you forever. There will never be another quiet like you." And honestly, all these words ring so true. There truly will never be another Val Kilmer. His presence was one of a kind, both on screen and in the hearts of all who admired him. We were lucky to witness his talent, and the world won't see another quite like him.
I have behaved poorly. I have behaved bravely. I have behaved bizarrely to some. I deny none of this and have no regrets because I've lost and found parts of myself that I never knew existed, and I am blessed.
Roberta Flack's voice was unlike any other. Warm, resonant, and profoundly soulful. Her songs, including Killing Me Softly with his song and The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face, touched millions and became standards for love, reflection, and heartbreak.
I heard he had a style, and so I came to see him to listen for a while.
Flack earned 5 Grammy Awards, and her artistry created a bridge between classical training and the emotional power of soul and R&B.
And the winner is Zappo. Oh, Killing Me Softly with his song, producer Joel Dawn, Roberta Flack.
She broke barriers as one of the first Black women to win Record of the Year twice, influencing Lauryn Hill, Alicia Keys, and countless others.
Her collaborations, especially with Donny Hathaway, are still regarded as some of the greatest duets in popular music. Behind the scenes, Roberta's journey was marked by fierce courage. In 2022, Roberta Flack announced through a spokesperson that she was battling ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, a progressive brain disease that eventually made singing and even speaking painful and difficult. Her representative shared in a press release saying, "The brain disease called amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or popularly known as Lou Gehrig's disease, has made it impossible to sing and not easy to speak." The statement did not disclose how long ago Flack was diagnosed with the fatal condition. It continued with, "Miss Flack plans to stay active in her musical and creative pursuits. Her fortitude and joyful embrace of music that lifted her from modest circumstances to the international spotlight remain vibrant and inspired." Earlier, in 2016, Roberta had also suffered a stroke and managed complications from COVID-19. Despite these setbacks, she continued making music,
and speaking about the healing power of song. In interviews from 2023, she reflected, "Although I no longer play or sing, when I experience music, it's so much more than just listening for me. I connect to my parents, my teachers, my fans, and peers. Music means everything to me." Roberta began focusing on writing and published a children's book, The Green Piano: How Me Found Music, sharing the story of her father salvaging a piano from a junkyard, a metaphor for turning limitations into opportunity. As ALS progressed, Roberta withdrew from public performances, but kept creating and inspiring others. She was able to spend her final years surrounded by friends and family, still engaged with the world of music advocacy and education. On February 24th, 2025, Roberta Flack died in New York at 88, reportedly from cardiac arrest linked to ALS complications. According to her spokesperson, she was at peace, having shared her final wishes and gratitude in her last days.
George, Roberta Flack, the Grammy-winning singer of Killing Me Softly with his song and other major hits, has died. She died at her home surrounded by her family. Flack announced in 2022 that she had ALS, commonly known as Lou Gehrig's disease, and could no longer sing.
The news of her passing sent a wave of emotion through the artistic community. Social media and music outlets filled with memories and tributes. Jennifer Hudson paid her respects with a heartfelt message. "So sad to hear of Roberta Flack's passing, one of the great soul singers of all time. Rest well, Miss Flack. Your legacy lives on." Lauryn Hill credited Killing Me Softly as the song that gave the Fugees their breakthrough, and called Roberta's voice the gold standard. Killing Me Softly, a song Mrs. Flack didn't write but made hugely popular, became the song that catapulted myself and the Fugees into household phenomena. We wanted to honor the beauty and brilliance of this song and her performance of it to our generation. I will forever be grateful for the sensitivity and delicate power of her love and artistry.
Rest in grace, beloved one. At her memorial, Stevie Wonder performed The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face, and Alicia Keys shared a video message about how Roberta's artistry changed the industry for women and black musicians.
To the dark and the endless skies, my love. And the first time ever I kissed your mouth.
In her own words, Flack once said, "I tell my own story in each song as honestly as I can, in the hope that each person can hear it and feel their own story within those feelings." Roberta's courage and music touched hearts everywhere, leaving a legacy that will inspire for generations.
The pandemic thing, you lock a family in their house, and they're spending a lot more time with each other than they usually would. You know, things escalate and things get misunderstood, and you know, it wasn't a great time, that's for sure.
No one can lie that Michael Madsen was an actor who could fill the screen with intensity, heart, and rough-edged charm. Through unforgettable roles in films like Reservoir Dogs, Kill Bill, and Donnie Brasco, he left a mark as one of Hollywood's true originals. Whether playing a tough mobster, a cowboy, or a misunderstood loner, Michael brought authenticity and depth. He was also a talented poet and photographer, known as much for his sensitivity as his strength. Over 4 decades, Michael starred in more than 170 films, always raw and real. The fans and fellow actors remember his iconic scene as Mr. Blonde, dancing to Stuck in the Middle with You, now legendary in cinema. Life off-screen was not always easy for Michael. He spoke openly about the ups and downs of fame, battles with addiction, and his efforts to stay connected to his family and passions. In interviews, he once admitted that when you try to make a positive personal life against a giant career, it's really confusing. Michael expressed his sensitive side through poetry and photography, publishing books that revealed his thoughtful nature. In his later years, Michael Madsen faced many serious health problems. Beginning in the early 2020s, he struggled with chronic alcoholism, which damaged his heart, and by 2024, doctors diagnosed him with heart disease and blood clots. These health issues got worse and led to his death from cardiac arrest on July 3rd, 2025.
And Michael Madsen, one of Hollywood's most prolific actors, has died.
Are you gonna bark all day, little doggy? Or are you gonna bite?
Madsen is best known for his work with Quentin Tarantino in movies like Reservoir Dogs and Kill Bill. He also had memorable roles in Donnie Brasco, Species, and Free Willy.
Just a few months before he passed, Michael shared his last Instagram post on March 1st, 2025. Even the fans poured out their feelings too. One simply wrote, "I feel sad. You will be missed, Mr. Blonde." Another remembered meeting Michael by chance in 2004, calling it a privilege and saying, "Rest in peace, Michael. We crossed paths in Belmont Shore circa 2004 when you were filming at Naples Island. I remember you stopped by in front of our house while I was parked in my Benz, trying to haul out my laptop and office supplies. I still remember that Chicago license plate of yours that says actor, as I graduated from high school in Chicago. I appreciate that privilege of meeting you with our quick conversation. You will surely be missed." A legend. Michael Madsen's legacy lives on in every life he touched, a reminder to stay bold, real, and kind. His spirit won't be forgotten. Loni Anderson's journey from Minnesota to Hollywood stardom was defined by ambition, charm, and resilience. She started in guest spots and smaller TV roles, but everything changed when Anderson won the part of Jennifer Marlowe on WKRP in Cincinnati. As the station's brilliant, glamorous receptionist, Loni flipped the script on the dumb blonde stereotype, infusing Jennifer with wit, smarts, and steady strength.
Mr. Carlson, Mr. Travis is here to see you. Travis? I didn't know. He claims to be the new program director.
I'm from Santa Fe, New Mexico. You know, I never really met the big guy before. He hired me on the phone.
Well, then you have nothing to worry about. Yes, he's still here.
Her work won Anderson 2 Emmy nominations and 3 Golden Globe nods. Jennifer Marlowe became an icon, stylish, self-possessed, the clever bass of Cincinnati's radio chaos, and a role model for women on screen. After WKRP, Anderson's career expanded. She starred in comedies, dramas, and TV movies, including Stroker Ace, where she famously met and later married Burt Reynolds. Their relationship made headlines for more than a decade. Even through personal challenges and the intensity of the tabloids, Anderson continued to work, appearing in shows and films well into the 2000s. Off-screen, Loni was a passionate advocate for the causes that mattered to her, especially health issues like COPD and animal rights. She championed public awareness for chronic illnesses, often sharing her own family stories to help others.
My experience has been that both of my parents had COPD, but nobody called it that when they were younger. And so I lost them. They were very young. My dad was only 54 when he died.
Oh, wow.
My mom, 60. And they had parents that lived to be into their 90s. So they were heavy smokers.
Yes.
And from World War II. So that was what brought me into it, that I lost them so soon.
Yes.
And I wanted to make sure that other people would be aware of what smoking does.
Her personal life was marked by resilience. 3 marriages before finding lasting happiness with musician Bob Flick, whom she remained with until her passing. As a mother, she raised children and stepchildren, nurturing her family with the same warmth she brought to her roles. In her later years, Anderson remained a beloved figure, always relatable, glamorous, and never out of touch with her fans. She passed away on August 3rd, 2025, at age 79 in Los Angeles, after a prolonged illness, surrounded by family, just days before her 80th birthday.
The TV icon died yesterday at a Los Angeles hospital, surrounded by family. Today there is mystery about what exactly killed the actress. Anderson's publicist saying only she died after a prolonged illness.
Loni Anderson leaves behind a legacy of boldness, empathy, and enduring television magic.
Celebrities and fans alike remembered her not just for beauty, but for her comedic talent, intelligence, and trailblazing spirit. As her family wrote, "We are heartbroken to announce the passing of our dear wife, mother, and grandmother, but her impact will shine on for generations." Whether as Jennifer Marlowe or herself, Loni challenged expectations, inspired countless women, and brought laughter and heart to millions. Which loss touched you the most? And what memory or song of theirs means the most to you? Share your own stories and feelings in the comments, because legends may leave us, but their spirit lives on in every heart they touched. If you want more journeys like these, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Let's keep their memories alive together.